And Coach Fisher is back on the Scott and BR Show. Good morning, Coach.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
We're doing really well, Coach. How you feeling this morning?
I'm doing good, thank you. Feels good to get that first victory.
Yeah. Congratulations, Coach. Long time coming, and boy, couldn't think of a guy that deserves it more.
I appreciate that. I think everybody that's got any kind of relationship with our program feels good today.
Yeah, I think everybody should. Coach, DJ Gay was on earlier this week. Billy White was on earlier this week. We asked them both the same question about feeling the pressure of knowing the history, and both kids candidly admitted that they were feeling some pressure. And I thought that that's the way the team played in the first half yesterday, that there was this weight on their back. What did you think about their early performance?
I don't know that was it. Maybe. I don't, we didn't talk about it. I don't know that we really felt pressure. I think there's pressure to win when you get into a one-and-done situation. So more so than the fact that we've never won a tournament game, I think that just the stress of knowing that if you have one slip up now, there's no second chance. So whether it was whether it was Northern Colorado that made some shots, it was a game that had an ebb and flow in the first half, and we never got into a really good rhythm. We got that 10-point lead, and I thought we had an opportunity, and then they came right back with 5 straight points. So I think that maybe you're right a little bit, NCAA basketball, and maybe it's just basketball.
Was that basically your message to the team before you went out on the floor, Coach?
Well, before the game, we talked about there's no such thing as a seed now that tournament time has started. You've got 64 and 68 before the first-round playing games that are all starting 0-0, and every locker room is filled with excitement, anticipation, and a belief that they can win. We were better than Northern Colorado. I knew that. We had better players. That doesn't mean you're going to win. They had won 7 straight. They've been playing really good basketball, and they were playing with a lot of confidence. And it might not have looked pretty, but slowly but surely we found a way to get a win.
Right, and a big win. And frankly, Coach, it really didn't look that different than a lot of other games that San Diego State's played during the year. In fact, Billy Ray and I were talking about it yesterday, saying here's what's going to happen. It'll be a closer game in the first half, and by 10 minutes to go in the second half, San Diego State will have control of the game. It just wasn't out of character the way you guys won that game. Would you agree?
That's probably what I could have saved us 5 minutes of conversation earlier on. This is the way we played a lot of games this year. You're exactly right. Whether they were non-conference, conference, tournament, non-tournament, you're exactly right. And that's just maybe who we are.
Coach, you make a great point, though, that you have better players than Northern Colorado does. And I would argue that Kentucky has better players than Princeton does, although they just sort of squeak by. And I would tell you that Louisville has better players than Morehead State, although they were upset in that game yesterday. Here's my question. Do you have better players than Temple?
That is a very good question. I'm very impressed with Temple. I walked out of the room. I had Angie. She's still sleeping. I was up till 1 and up at 6 again looking at the next tape, and they're good. They're a really good team. I've known their coach, Fran Dunphy, for a long time. He does a sensational job, and they're good. I think probably in an arm wrestling contest, it would be 5.5 to 4.5 or 6 to 4, and I'm not going to sure who's the better of the two. I think it's going to be a great game.
Well, let BC get up there and start the arm wrestling if you're going to do that.
I would agree with that, too.
Yeah. Coach, the matchup of a guard has been something that I've heard the experts talking about, DJ Gay and Juan Fernandez. Can you give us your thoughts on that?
Fernandez had a sensational game against Penn State. He had 16 first-half points, 16 or 17. He made the game winner on a lean-in. He's been bothered a little bit. I'm reading all the stuff on him now. He had a knee problem that bothered him, kept him out of 4 games in January. He is a terrific passer, and they do a lot of ball screen, dribble handoff, and he is really good at finding the open man. And what he does is he gets a little bit of an angle on you. He doesn't let you back in front of him, and he's good. He's good, and he's bigger than DJ. That's a concern that I've got, to get into the 12-foot area and shoot over the top of him. But DJ's been a guy that's always found a way to step up to the challenge.
We don't get to see much of Temple, Coach, and you know what like you, I'm trying to study who these guys are. 26-7 during the regular season. Some really impressive wins. You know, they beat a Georgia team that a lot of people thought should have made it into the tournament. They beat Maryland.
Beat Georgetown.
They beat Georgetown along the way. And maybe, again, I'm just kind of going through their schedule, maybe their best win may have been against Richmond, a 20-point win against a Richmond team that yesterday pulled off a huge upset against Vanderbilt. So, I mean, obviously you go into this game with a lot of respect for Temple just based on what is said about them on paper.
This is a very good team. This is a team that plays with a lot of confidence. They can hurt you in a lot of ways. They can really shoot the three from three different spots on the floor, and then at times they bring in Wyatt, who is the sixth man of the year in the Atlantic 10, and probably should be starting, and they go a little smaller, and they really present perimeter problems for you. Allen, their 6'9" center, is a three-time all-defensive team, made all-league this year. So they've got a nice combination of perimeter play, which is where I think they're the strongest, and then Allen is very, very effective inside.
Coach, if you had it your way, would you rather have a win where you win comfortably like you did, or be involved in a war like they were? In other words, do you think that they have momentum because of the way they won, or do you think you guys have freshness because of the way you won and maybe they're kind of beat up and tired?
I think it doesn't make one bit of difference. Both teams will be ready to play. I think both teams can take some positive thoughts from their game. Obviously, when you win a close game, you're really excited and feeling good about yourself. With us, you know, it was more workmanlike. It was more everybody expected us to win, and maybe it was more a relief, kind of what you were saying. When you win a game that everybody else is already saying, well, you got to win this one. There's only been 4-15 to beat a 2 in the history of the game, and so I think even though I said earlier that I told them, hey, there's no such thing as a seed. They read the paper and they know that seeds are there, and they talk about you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. Well, this one on Saturday will be one where it will be a game where it won't be an upset either way.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be a team, Coach, that has an NCAA win under your belt, and it's got to be like getting that proverbial monkey off your back.
Well, that's what a couple of the boosters said, and I said, well, I honestly haven't thought of it that way. I have been involved in 3 at San Diego State prior to this, but I didn't put added pressure on myself because we hadn't won at San Diego State. The irony, I listened to Fran Dunphy's press conference, and they talked about they nicknamed him one and done because they had been like 1-12 in postseason play in 13 years. Fran had. So they asked him that, and he kind of laughed at it and kind of said a little bit of what I'm saying right now.
Wow, I can't believe it's been that long since John Chaney was a coach at Temple. My goodness. Hey, Coach.
No, I don't mean at Temple.
In his career.
He was 10 before he was at Temple. He has not been at Temple for 13 years.
Right. Hey, Coach, real quick, before you go, let me ask you, I thought that Kawhi Leonard maybe played his best game of the year, and that's saying a lot. I don't know if it's accurate, but I thought he played brilliantly. And I'm a little concerned, and maybe you are as well, with how cold DJ Gay seems to be, although last Friday Billy Ray and I were having the same conversation after the Utah game, and he got hot right away against UNLV. Any comment on those two guys?
I do think I thought Kawhi was sensational. He started us off. He made his first 3 shots, 2 of which were threes. Played really solid basketball. When they made a run, he had a couple of spectacular plays that were done because he's so talented. I agree with you. I thought he was sensational in the game. And DJ, I think DJ's worrying a little bit too much, thinking a little bit too much about his shot. He made the last basket for us, a little drive and a little pull-up floater, kind of like the winner against Vegas. So you just have to say, I'm living in the moment, and sometimes easier said than done. Go out and expect to make that next shot. Be shocked when you miss one. DJ's too good and had too good a career to worry about missing his shot. He's got to have that scorer's mentality. When he misses one, he just got to look forward to shooting the next one.
Coach, amazing win. Can't wait for Saturday.
Can't wait.
It's going to be a great day. Good luck to you and to the team, and hopefully by Monday we're talking about Anaheim and UConn. Let's see this one. This ought to be a great game. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you, man. That's our goal. Our goal is to still be playing when we return home Saturday night. So we need all our fans to be either watching or listening. So it should be a great game.
Beautiful.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.